sometimes I lose control. Like, round and round we go. Life is like a merry-go, sometimes I lose control. Like, whoa. Round and round we go. Life is like a merry-go, sometimes I lose control. Whoa. Round and round we go. Life is like a merry-go, and sometimes I can't let go of my feelings, let go of my pride. Even though I tried it like a
Hey CSDN fans, man are we stoked to bring you a new season. So let's get right to our winter 2021 lineup. Mondays at 7 p.m. starting February 8th is our brand new a cappella karaoke competition show, Karaoke, the search for the most okay karaoke singer.
12 contestants, 3 mentors, one hell of a good time. This is karaoke.
My daddy said, stay away from Juliet.
And just know I'm not your friend or anything. Damn, you
Wish that I was somewhere with you.
I'm really proud of her for just going for it and putting it all out there. It was if you wanna believe that anything could stop me, my home.
Join judges Elisa Carlson, Heather Scholl, and Dan Krakart, and your host, Justin Swinson, as they search to find the most okay karaoke singer. And your vote is going to help decide who wins, so we definitely need you to tune in.
Toss, check my names. Baby, how you doing? Feeling good as hell. Jack Toss, check my names. Baby, how you feeling?
Wednesdays at 7:30 p.m. our minor league is back, baby. Captains to the screen.
Yeah.
Great. For the game of Left Hand Larry, we are going to need a bunch of things that can be in categories.
Turner and Hooch.
saving Mr. Banks.
Yep.
He's done so many good movies. Kelly.
Oh, me? I said it already. You didn't hear.
Great. Kate.
Introducing Mr. Rita Wilson.
Who got the 5 points?
The blue team.
Okay, because you said Boston.
I know. Blue UV. I'm so sorry.
I look and 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 I look.
Return to something else.
My latest TikTok.
I did. I lolled so hard.
New games, new refs, new choice. Our up-and-coming players take to the screen for maximum comedy.
All this show together, and he's just a wonderful guy. So
Thursdays at 7 p.m., we have the premiere of our brand new show, One Shots. From the minds of Susan Harmon and Todd Page come this interactive, fun, role-playing adventure game.
So a one-shot is basically a one-off of an RPG. So an RPG, for those of you who don't know, it can mean a video game thing, but we're not talking about that one.
I'm Granny Buaya. I don't know how I went to prison.
Oh, ZT Carbone's the name. Master of Disguise is my game.
Monitor, you may be familiar with my family. They did some stunt work for Skyfall.
What would you like to do?
Perhaps we should listen at door, make sure that nothing is on the other side that we don't want there.
I agree.
All right. Go ahead and make me a check. This will be it's not a big door, so it'll be a 1. Let's start out with the easy rolls.
Okay. I rolled a 1. It's tinnitus.
Roll a 1.
It's
Haven't heard a
din to my ears. Something horrible is coming our way.
I haven't heard a clippity clop like that since my horse Lucky passed.
His head down. It is like, you like Marv?
New games, new stories, every week, new players. So come on, roll the dice and check it out with us.
In a victorious Ender Breakfast Club punch, puts one paw in the air. And what?
Sticking on Thursday at 9 p.m., right after One Shots, we have the premiere of Among Us. Join ensemble members from the Comedy Sports Ensemble plus the Minor League Ensemble as they run around a spaceship and 2 of us are what is called imposters.
What is
I
happening?
don't know. Oh no!
What?
And with
So
that,
brazen.
I'm an imposter.
What?
What?
Isn't it true, Justin, that you don't get a perm within 48 hours, or take a shower within 48 hours of getting a perm?
What?
That's the legal
No.
law defense.
I was like,
Emergency meeting.
oh, emergency meeting.
I call the meeting. How's everybody feeling? How's everybody doing so far?
We're
Quick
in the
check-in,
middle of
y'all.
an emergency.
Just do it
Everybody
for like
feeling
a
okay?
morale.
Dan, did
Sometimes I
There
just
have
like
not
to
been
call
any
the meeting.
murders since the last
Dan,
meeting.
I'm glad you called this meeting. I feel like we could use more snacks in the break room, and also,
Yeah.
a 15-minute break every 4 hours would be great.
Wait,
I don't know who
did
it
you
is.
really call a meeting just to have a chat?
Do we
I
vote?
called.
Be a garage door.
We're in space.
Where are you gonna put your space car?
To be fair to her, why would there be a cafeteria in space?
Boy,
You and that worm.
stop the clock.
Started this.
See what?
Welcome, everyone, to One Shots. I am Susan Harmon, and I am going to be your GM for the evening. Normally, that stands for Game Master. Tonight, it stands for something a little different, but we'll get to that later. What is One Shots, you may be asking? Well, friends, I'm about to tell you. One Shots is a lovely evening experience where you will watch a bunch of improvisers carry forth into a tabletop role-playing game experience that will begin and end tonight. One time only. This is it. You will never see this again. It is a once in a lifetime experience, and we're so glad that you're here for it. Now, for folks who might be a little unfamiliar with tabletop role-playing games, basically what they are sort of collaborative storytelling games where folks get to pretend to be characters, go on an adventure together, but every now and then when they go to try something, instead of it just magically being able to happen, they will have to roll a dice, and the dice roll will sort of indicate whether or not they are successful. Now, if you're saying, Susan, this sounds like D&D. That's kind of because it's sort of like that. Dungeons & Dragons is a tabletop role-playing game, but as One Shots is here to show you, tabletop role-playing games come in all sorts of shapes and sizes, and so we're bringing you a very silly one tonight. So for folks who are comedy sports fans who are joining us from our normal matches, what you're going to see tonight is some of your favorite improvisers having a grand old time doing something silly. For folks who joined us because they're interested in One Shots, what you're about to see is some of the country's finest improvisers take the beautifully crafted world, the delightful story that I have painstakingly put detail in, and rip it all to shreds as they go chaotic over all of it. And I'm so excited for that to happen. So tonight, the game that we are playing is called Goat Crashers. Yep, Goat Crashers, which is why I am the GM tonight, but rather than the Game Master, I'm indeed the Goat Master, if you will. And Goat Crashers is a great game by Grant Howitt, who I'm a big fan of. He is the author of tons and tons of one-shot games. Honey Heist is probably his most famous one, and so we're very excited again to be using that. Grant, wherever you are, thanks for having such a crazy mind and making up this stuff. You can find his games on rowanrookanddeckard.com if you are interested in some of them. And we hope that watching this will maybe inspire you to play with your friends and other folks as well. So a few things that you need to know about this evening. One, everyone's a goat. At least all of our players are. But this is not a magical world full of goats where goats talk. This is just life with goats. But these goats, they want to go to a fancy party. That's, friends, why I am in this delightful fancy jacket. This was a Christmas present from my girlfriend. I wore this fine jacket because these goats are going to a fine party. So what's going to happen is they all have wants, desires, needs, things that they want to get out of having this, make sure that their evening is as big and bold as possible. So whenever they go to try something, they are going to roll some dice. And if they get a 4 or a 5 or a 6, that's a success. How fantastic. everything will have a difficulty level, right? It could be as simple as smashing your head into a wall. That's not hard at all for goats. Or it could be as detailed as putting together a small model in a ship replica. That's going to be very hard for these goats. So they're going to have to work together to figure these things out. Now, there's just one little wrinkle. Goats in a party, it's kind of chaotic, right? So the more chaotic and the crazier the party gets, the more I will be adding dice to the chaos pool. So the sillier the game gets, the more chaos, the more dice I add to the chaos pool. And so every time they go to roll, the chaos pool rolls as well. And every success that I have will negate one of their successes. It's tough out there. You want to have fun. You want to have a good time as a goat, but you got to be careful that you don't cause too much trouble. Or maybe you should just cause as much trouble as you want. But without further ado, I'm going to share a little bit with you about why we're here and what this fancy party will be. So Louisville, Kentucky is actually a great town for goats. Every year they have the Bach Festival, in which a variety of goats are raced down 2 streets in particular. Billy Goat Strut, sorry, and Nanny Goat Strut. Yep, this is a Google map of Louisville, Kentucky, where there are actually streets named after goats. Now, in close vicinity to all of these is Angel's Envy's Distillery, a real place that serves delicious, delicious bourbon. Hashtag please sponsor us. I have a bourbon habit. Now, every single year, there is the Bach Festival. Goats are raced, people drink beer that is named after goats. In general, folks see goats and are just like, goats, this is great, this is fantastic. But little do the humans know, goats are into the Bach Festival too. I mean, there are streets named after goats. Why would they not come to this town? Why would they not promenade with a great deal of confidence and just, goatery down these streets? You have a Bach Festival, you're gonna get some goats. So it's a little tricky that in the closing evening of the Bach Festival, Angel's Envy Distillery happens to be having its big end of year gala. You see, things are tense. The heir to the Angel's Envy fortune, Gabrielle Seraphim, is poised to take over her family's bourbon fortune. However, there are folks scheming potentially to access the secret of what makes Angel's Envy so good. Could this party be a front for a caper? Could it just be a nice time where folks have canapes and other delicious treats? No one knows, but what I do know is these goats have walked down that street and they see a party, and there's only one thing they want. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you all to your goats. First goat, if you could come forward and introduce yourself. Our first goat of the evening.
Hi.
Oh, hello there. Kid Sweetie, tell us all about you.
I'm Kid Sweetie. I'm a little mountain goat.
Oh, that's fantastic, Kid
Yeah.
Sweetie. Where's your mountain?
Oh, well, my mountain's not too far from here in the Appalachian Mountains, but I've been to a lot of mountains. If there's a mountain, I can climb it. A Rocky Mountain, I climbed it. A Canadian Rocky Mountain, I climbed it. A Magic Mountain, I climbed it. A Mountain of Anxiety, I climbed it.
Honestly, Kid Sweetie, I wish I had your drive. Kid Sweetie, is there anything that you just really like or enjoy doing other than climbing?
Standing on top of things.
Well, that makes sense too.
Which is
but-
why you climb them, so that you can get a good vista.
I mean, that makes sense. It makes sense in my head. All right. Kid Sweetie, thanks. We're so glad to have you here. Our next goat, go ahead and step on forward. Oh, hello there, Frank Capra. Is that a family name?
Yes, the family name is Capra. There's also my brother Hank Capra, who's not here tonight. But I'm a very fancy goat. You could say it's my defining characteristic, and I enjoy making a mockery of physical barriers.
Oh, goodness.
And there's not a whole lot to say about me. I can just say that I'm having a wonderful life.
Well, I'm so glad. I feel like every time a bell rings, a goat just gets to sail.
And eats that bell.
Indeed, just chomps it on up. Our next goat, come on forward. Hello? Are you awake? Are you awake, little goat?
Sorry. Am I on?
You are. Mark Gillespie, is that your name?
Marcolepsy.
Marcolepsy. Yeah. Well, Mark, tell us about yourself.
I'm a fainting goat, so I only remember things 3 minutes at a time.
Oh, that won't cause any problems or issues tonight at all, I bet.
It usually does.
Well, crazy. Mark, what are things that you like to do other than fainting?
Oh, thanks for asking. I really like falling and getting back up and trying to figure out why I fell, and then falling and getting back up and trying bird.
I feel like I have a sense of how this evening is going to go. Our next goat, come on forward. Oh, Emeril Lagotsi. I think I may have eaten at one of your restaurants recently.
Yes, indeed. You most likely did. Ho ho!
Oh, Emerald, do you have a particular goat dish that you enjoy making more so than others?
Oh, you know, I got my outpost right behind the real Emerald's restaurant, so I cater only to ghosts. So I got the cans of crawdaddies, I got the cans from Smelts, all that stuff he serves. I serve it to the goats. He throws out the good stuff. Bam!
A solid high-end marinated can. I mean, really, I don't think a goat could want much more than that. And our final goat, go ahead and come forward. Oh my! Sorry, I got startled a little bit.
Hi, my name's Clove Nahoof. I guess you could say, by no fault of my own, that I'm a satanic goat.
Oh my.
I don't know what it is about me. I just have like this aura that just kind of draws folks in and makes them want to do whatever I tell them to. People just kind of like worship me. It's inconvenient.
Didn't I see you? Wait, are you the goat that they made the statue of that's down at City Hall?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Oh,
But
well, maybe.
I'm just here to have a good time. I like eating stuff, or sometimes just tasting it.
Just a little taste.
Just a
to
little
see.
taste as a treat.
Just the smallest taste. Well, let's get you all started because there's a party to be had. Mark, you with us?
Yeah. Well, hi, I'm Marcolepsy, and I like climbing up on things and
Great. We're good. Thank you, Mark. So you goats have strode victoriously down both Billy Gut Strut and Nanny Goat Strut, and you walk down the street and people's heads have turned. They've been like, oh, hey, look at those goats. And you all come trotting up to the distillery. It's lit up. There's lights out. You hear music pumping and going. And you realize there's a party in there. And you want to go to that party. It looks like you can try to make it through the front entrance. There's certainly some, folks taking tickets at the door, or there might be a way around back. What would you all like to do?
Is there a kid?
Is there something on the roof? Is there a hatch? Can we climb? Can we go in through the roof?
I mean, you could probably try to go around back and see if there's a way to go up through the roof from there. Is that what you all want to do?
I mean, Frank also had an idea.
Okay.
Just if this party seems to be what it is there perhaps a goat check inside?
There might be a goat check. You'd have to go up to see.
Do you think we can just stare our way in?
Well, you'd have to go up to try. It's up
No,
to
I'm
you.
starving. Let's get in there.
Let's go try. We gotta try.
To the roof.
Okay. If you're going to the roof, you're walking around to the back of the building, and so you are in the alley. And as you come up, you see that there is a giant catering van, where you can see a woman sort of in there full of catering gigs. She's looking really sort of like huffy and angry, and she's trying to load things inside. And you see that it's labeled Bono Appetit. Yep. Bono Appetit. specializing in dishes named after U2 songs. She's unloading it into a back gate. There is, it looks like, a fire escape nearby, but most importantly, you also see a character that looks exactly like Cate Blanchett from Ocean's 8, leaning up against the van, not helping at all. And this is the little snippet of conversation that you hear. Lou, I need you to move. Okay, this is a big gig. This is really important. I don't know why you wanted to be here, but you're here. I've given you access. I need to get everything set up. All right. I have to heat up the mysterious glaze. I really need to make sure that the, even better than the veal thing is ready to go. This is a big deal. All right. And Lou just sits there smoking a cigarette in a vest, looking very cool. And this was like, Claudine, it's going to be fine. I want to thank you for getting us in here. Just if things get a little crazy, just don't worry. All right. You've got plausible deniability. Nothing to worry about. What would you all like to do?
I would like to help carry in the trays on my back.
Okay.
Perhaps we should see if there's any spare uniforms first.
Oh, that's smart, Frank.
Okay.
Thank you. I love costuming.
You wait for a pause while Claudina is carrying something in, and you check the back of the van, and there is indeed a couple of spare uniforms. Would you like to try to put them on?
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, you're goats, and you don't have opposable thumbs, so this is going to be very difficult, and likely maybe one of you will be able to get a uniform on. So who would like to try to put a uniform on?
I need to know first, do these uniforms have cummerbunds?
They do, actually. They're the standard catering cummerbund, party down, typical setup.
I need to know second, what's a cummerbund?
Something delicious, Mark.
Could I taste a cummerbund?
You can. It tastes like fancy.
Hot cross cummerbund.
Are there any extra snacks in the catering truck?
Looks
Just
like most
one.
of them are in containers right now. You get the sense that the van's almost empty, but there's probably more snacks inside.
Oh, yeah.
So
I gotta
Frank,
get inside for snacks.
all right. So Frank, do you want to try to put on the uniform?
Oh yes, absolutely. Especially if there's a bow tie and cummerbund.
Okay. Well, Frank, given again that you're a goat and do not have opposable thumbs, I'm actually going to set this difficulty fairly high. So this is going to be a 10. So if you can explain to me how all of your goat traits will help you do this, and potentially, does anyone want to help Frank? Put on
I
this
do.
uniform?
I do.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, first
So
off,
that's
go ahead.
no, go for it.
Oh, Frank being the fanciest of the goats, maybe if this was a regular outfit like jeans and a long sleeve shirt, this would be more challenging. But I'm assuming that there's going to be like an adjustable waistband and possibly even a bow tie that goes with this.
Oh, absolutely. So, well, you're a very fancy goat. So we're going to go ahead and take your 2 die, add 2 more on top of that. And you enjoy making a mockery of physical barriers, correct, Frank?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, this is a physical barrier if ever I saw one. So throw 2 on top of that. And Mark, you said that you plan on helping Frank into the outfit?
Yes, and I also like making a mockery of physical barriers.
Great. So you'll obviously throw in 2 more as well. And since you are a fainting goat, there's a good chance you might sort of fall down just at the right time. So both of you all roll 6 dice and let's hope for a lot of success.
I did.
Da, 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 da. 3.
Okay, 3 successes, Mark?
Perfectly average.
It's what's a success? A 6?
4, a 5, or a 6.
Oh, then 5.
Ooh.
Okay. Oh goodness. All right, so we're very, very close. Any other goats do you want to weigh in? I probably won't
can
do this
help.
Okay, great. Kid sweetie.
Yeah, with
go ahead.
my climbing skills and with Mark's fainting skills could really help.
I think that makes perfect sense. Go ahead and roll 4, and we'll see what sort of successes you guys get.
Ooh, I got 4 successes. Oh, here I am.
This is truly miraculous. It's a team effort, but you all managed to get Frank into a full catering uniform. Not only do you get him into the uniform, but it's not ripped. It actually looks very good on him. And Frank, when you pop up on your hind legs, you look quite sporting. What would you like to do now?
Just out of curiosity, because I couldn't have done this without everyone else's help. Are there any like covered chafing dishes right now in the catering van?
Yeah, there's definitely a couple of tablecloths and maybe some little dishes on top, a few odds and ends here or there. What would you like to do?
I'm going to see if I can't use. It's going to be tough, but I'm going to see if I can't pick up one of the dishes to bring inside in my front hooves, but also maybe like knock a lid askew in case anyone needs a snack before we go in.
Okay, all right.
I have a question. Are there, in addition to all of this other catering accoutrement, is there a push cart perhaps?
You can see one just inside the door nearby. So
Okay.
not close, but not
So
quite.
not close enough that Frank could put his chafing dish on that and perhaps conceal one of us beneath it.
Climbing.
I have a perfect plan. I'm going to go to the dessert section, and we're going to find the entire setup for the ice cream sundae, bloody ice cream sundae bar.
Sunday. That is true. That is indeed inside. But go ahead and, if you will, Frank, roll me. We'll say you're a fancy goat, and again, this is a physical barrier that you wanna sort of collapse. Go ahead and roll 6 dice. I'm going to set this at a difficulty of 3 to see if you can accurately sort of balance a tray as you head for the door.
A 6, a 5, and a 5. Just made it.
All right. So you managed to put a tray on your hooves, and you walk straight past Lou, who just sort of looks up at you, takes another drag from her cigarette, and is like, these costumes are getting more and more elaborate with these themed parties these days. All right, go ahead, buddy. And you get in the door into the primary spot, and you realize that you are actually inside the distillery's rick house, where all the barrels are stored. And you can see the setup for the ice cream sandwiches, or the Sunday Bloody Sundays. Again, you can see, it's a beautiful flambe is out and ready to go with the blowtorches. Everything is set up. Folks are milling about. In fact, it's so busy, it seems like people are not actually paying attention to you. What would you like to do?
I'm going to see if there's maybe like a fire exit or another entrance that can be gently propped open without anyone noticing.
I mean, there's definitely a door. You see one sort of goes off to what looks like to be the main area, and there's another. It looks like some sort of fire escape, potentially up to a higher floor. But honestly, if you wanted to, you could probably wave all your goat friends in. What do you want to do?
Yes, let's wait for Lou to get distracted again, and then I'll give everyone the signal, which will be me going, bah, bah, casually.
I would like to aid in distracting Lou if possible. Did you say he was smoking?
Yes, she was indeed smoking, leaning up against the side of the van.
So cool. Very much one of my type, if I might. However, in this circumstance, I'm afraid that I might, I'd like to summon, I'm going to commune with some goat ghosts from past goat races and see if I can get them to cause some mischief and distract Lou.
Spooky.
I would say that this would be probably very easy for a spooky goat such as yourself. And again, this is right by all the goat alleyways. So this will be a 3, but go ahead and roll 6.
Just to be clear, what I'm specifically asking my ghost friends to do is I would love it if they would nibble on Lou's pant legs. Just enough to creep her out and look away.
Great.
A success is 4 or higher, right?
Yes, that is correct. And you need 3
I
of them.
rolled 3. Wait, did you say? Okay, hold on. I have to roll one more time. I rolled 3 successes.
Fantastic. What does it look like when you're summoning the goat spirits, Clove Nhoof? You call forth to the goat spirits, and you see sort of like the dust starts to swell, and it takes the form of a tiny little pygmy goat that runs up to Lou's beautiful suit pant leg and chomps down and nibbles on it. And she goes, "Oh, what the? It's creepy out here. I'm going inside." And she stamps her cigarette out and heads into the rick house. Coast is clear.
Come on, goat gang.
Let's go.
All right, you all. I'm assuming you all trot in. You're now in the rick house. You can see again. There's set up for catering. Things are pretty busy. You see the door off to the side that goes into the main hallway where you can hear music bumping. You can see people sort of milling about and around. But also you can hear some voices on the other side of some of the barrels. Do you stay to listen or do you go?
Frank is going to stick around where all the food is and just start like listening in, but sort of organizing the trays, like making sure like the rattle and hummus is separate from the other vegetables and stuff.
That's good.
I'm also gonna listen while I nibble on some even better than the real thing rolls.
Yeah, I'm gonna listen, but I'm gonna listen from on top of a barrel.
I love it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna eat some of these Octoon baby shrimps.
All of this is good. So you go over to the fried in the name of bun section and are really just enjoying all of it. Kid Sweetie, can you roll me? Go ahead and roll me 6 die. And if you get 2 successes, you're going to be propped up on the highest barrel and being able to basically scoop out and hear whatever you want in this rick house.
Ooh.
Rick house, a technical name for where barrels are aged.
I got 2 successes.
Beautiful.
Barely.
So you hop, just very gracefully clamber up to the top, and you're staring down, and you notice 2 shady figures sort of huddled in a corner. One is a very, very well dressed. He's in a full black tie tuxedo, and the other is sort of a shorter, smaller guy. And the taller guy goes, "Look, Marceau, I just need you to focus. This is the job that's going to settle it for all of us. All right? You've got to find a way to squeeze your way up into that thing. Get into the sealed off area and just crack open the spirit safe, get a sample and go." And the small guy goes, "William, when you asked me to take this job, I said to myself, why does William Pond wish for me to take one last job to come out of retirement? Is this about a woman? Is this about love? What is this for?" And William says, "Damn it, Marceau. It's none of your damn business." And he stomps off and goes directly into the party. What would you all like to do?
I gotta get to that safe because it sounds like it's a really cool place up there.
Yeah.
But also, I'm intrigued.
All right.
Was it the big one or the little one that stomped off?
The big one stomped off. The finely dressed one.
Yeah, and then Marceau is a little guy that he's been retired and came back, so I can probably climb better than him.
I mean, it stands to reason. All right, what would you all like to do?
I'm immediately attracted to anything forbidden, so if there's a sealed off area, mama like.
Might have
And
that
I
one.
like seals.
So therefore,
Now,
Emerald.
oh,
Go ahead, Frank.
I would say, Frank, being a society goat, would like to point out that we should probably get ourselves dressed to mingle with and hobnob with those who are inside. So
Yeah.
eventually, we're all going to need proper attire.
You just happen to notice that non-traditionally, the goat check is actually in here by the food. And you see a variety of lovely large overcoats, some nice handbags, really sort of all the accessories that a goat would need to look fine and fancy. Would you all like to grab some accoutrement?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Would I ever?
I would like a scarf and a handbag. On my main, I really want a goodie bag, but I'll settle for a handbag for now.
Kid, you wrap a scarf around your horns. You look quite fetching. You throw a very small handbag around your neck, so you're set and ready to go. Clove, what sort of outfit is a stylish goat like you wearing?
Oh, is there something cape-like?
There is.
I love a good
a nice, a flowing black silk cape. Then you tack it on. You look great. Mark, what about you? How stylish would you like to look?
What's the little guy wearing?
The little guy is in a skin-tight black cat suit with a black beret.
Is
white gloves.
Anything black in there?
Okay. Yeah, you managed to dig around and you see someone has a sort of a black hoodie that you kind of twist into.
Yeah.
You get your hooves in, so you're able to flip the hood down over your horns. You can definitely sneak around if you need to. Emerald Lagotsi, you are about to put on a really sort of a great outfit, and I'm assuming, over there moving the artichoke hearts beat for fun, dip to the right spot, when suddenly someone bursts through. It's a DJ with a bike helmet and a giant visor on his face. He's like, "Oh man, I did way too much acid before this thing. You look like a goat. This is crazy. Hey buddy, can you help me set up my DJ stand? The fancy people are about to finish up."
Well, of course, I'd beat him up and take his mask so I can start DJing.
All right. Emerald, roll. Well, you're a fighter, so you can add 2 to that.
My
and
instinct.
I would say roll 6 dice, and you need to get 5 successes. Does anyone want to help this Emerald Lagotsi beat
I
up
would
this?
love to help if there's violence involved.
Thank you, Clove.
That tracks. Clove, you can throw your 6 in as well, and then we'll see if you all succeed, and then you can tell me exactly what it looks like when you beat this poor DJ up within an inch of his life.
Wow.
3 successes.
I have
3
3 successes as well.
All right, tell me what this looks like as you all work together to beat up this poor DJ.
And then I walk up to him and I go,
"Victory!"
And he falls over.
And he hits the ground. The bike helmet goes rolling off, and his whole stack or his laptop goes skittering across the ground. Yeah, you all can take his stuff and walk on in if you would like. Mark, do you want to put on his helmet and pick up his goat laptop?
I have a different idea if you don't mind.
Go for it.
I would like to pass out behind the little guy and have one of my friends knock him over so that I might take his place.
Ooh.
All right, Mark, fainting comes naturally to you, and this is a physical barrier, so that's 6. You can roll 6. Kid Sweetie, how do you plan on helping with this?
I'm gonna help. I got good, strong climbing legs for kicking.
Okay, all right. Go ahead and roll an additional 4. You all will need to get, we're going to put this at 7 successes in
Okay.
order to manage to make him pass out.
I got 3 successes.
I only got 2. Wowie.
So, Mark, you go to sneak up behind him and you faint and pass out. At the same time, Kid Sweetie, you walk forward and go to kick him, but right as you're about to make a contact, he looks at you and goes, "Ugh, mon Dieu! This is a goat! Zut alors! What is this place, haunted?" And he backflips off the side of one of the casks and immediately jumps on top of the barrels and is now looking at you all. What do you do?
First of all, I'm offended that he thought that it was haunted and was talking to Kid Sweetie. If anyone is doing a haunt, hello. So out of my offense, I confront him.
Okay.
But you know how there's like a power that some spiritual humans have where they can talk to animals? Well, I've been known to talk to a few humans in my day.
Okay. All
So
right,
I'm
all right.
going to go up to this here little human, and I am going to say, I speak to him, and I say, no, there's no goats here, but there are ghosts, and I try to creep him out.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be really creepy if you manage to properly communicate with the human. So go ahead and roll all 6 of your die, and if you hit 3, we'll say that this is a success.
A 2 success.
So you go up to him with the intent of again sort of doing the creepy thing and convincing him that he's just seeing ghosts and he should leave the spot. Usually you can get English down, but your throat was a little dry from hollering at the goat races before, so if it doesn't sound like English, Clove, what does it sound like when you talk to this human? Again, he looks at you and is like, "Oh, mon Dieu, goats everywhere. This place is infested. I should not have taken this job. I'm out of here. No one can pay me enough to climb up a bourbon still. I will not do it." And he races out the front, races out the door from which you came in, and you are now alone in the back room. What would you like to do?
I mean, the means may not have worked out, but the end was still what we wanted.
I am a little offended that my human costume did not convince him.
I mean,
I'm just happy to be here.
I think it's honestly it's quite perfect.
Thank
you
you.
all want to make your way out into the main room?
Actually, as someone with an excellent sense of fashion, human or goat, is there anything in the goat check that would be like an approximation of what he was wearing? Like if someone wanted to, say, disguise themselves as an acrobatic whiskey thief?
I think probably the closest thing that we were able to find in there was what Mark got, which was that black hoodie. So you could pick up his beret. He did leave that on the ground.
Perfect.
But Mark's probably your best bet in terms of being able to actually manage to convince someone that that you are indeed an acrobatic tiny Frenchman.
I'd like to walk into the party on my 2 hind legs.
All right. Delightful.
Yeah,
Is anyone following Mark?
Yeah, we gotta check out the party. I'm honestly curious about the goodie bags, but also if there's a chandelier that I can swing on.
Ooh, perhaps I could play a song that would distract everybody now that I'm the DJ.
Ooh.
I mean, you do have all of that equipment with you, so you all are heading
I
in.
would love to escort Emerald to his DJ stand, and if a moment should arise where someone should give an impassioned speech, I
mean,
just want to be
the
by the
moment-
microphone.
The moment could come. So you all leave the back room and you head into the main floor. You can see all the tall barrels of mash are set up, but this place looks gorgeous. There are tables everywhere. The dogs are barking. Most
That was
importantly,
me.
strange dogs are barking. Music is thumping. Actually, no, the music is very loud coming from a string quartet, but the lights are low, but most importantly, it is very loud in here, and you notice people are very, very, very drunk. So, Clover, you're walking Emerald over to his DJ spot? Great. So it's dim, it's a little dark in there. Emerald, you're getting set up, you're starting to sort of plug some stuff in, and you notice a very spindly man walks up to you. He has sort of a ridiculous Snidely Whiplash-esque mustache, and he has a bright red suit on, and he walks up to the DJ and says, "I just want to make it clear, at some point in time, please, if you could just play something by a Canadian artist. I mean, I'm here, I appreciate that you all, you have your sense of spirits, but I mean, honestly, I came here all the way from Canada, and frankly, Myron Ricewell, the chief head and heir to the Moose Knuckle whiskey fortune, deserves to hear a Canadian song. Who do I need to pay off to hear some Oh Canada jams?"
Well, here's the thing, good sir. You don't need to pay me anything. Why? I just want to taste something here. Why don't you bring me a little with or without stew, and I'll get some Justin Bieber on for you.
Emerald, I'm assuming you're attempting to say all of this to him. Is that
Of course.
correct? Okay, great. Roll 2 dice, and this will be a difficulty of 8. So we'll see how this goes.
Wait a minute. How is that even possible?
Because you're trying to speak English to someone and you're a goat.
Oh, right. Well, I got 1.
Again, unfortunately, Clove's probably the best communicator out of all of you, and he maybe isn't quite drunk enough, and that was a pretty involved dissertation there. What does it sound like to someone who, for instance, to this human, in lieu of English, what does it sound like?
You want me to say or Clove?
No, I want you to say it. What would that have sounded like in goat? He pauses for a moment, looks at you disgusted, and then says, "Ugh, I can't stand this country. Don't believe I might have to move here." And he trots off to the corner, in the direction, it would appear, of the man in the tux that you saw earlier. What would you all like to do? The party is raging.
Well, group huddle.
Yeah.
What?
All right, we need to find out where the safe is because it sounds incredibly fancy, whatever they're keeping in there. Markalipsky.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's up really high, and I want to go up.
I say we try to extract some information from this tall man in the tuxedo.
Do you think what's ever in there will make someone at the party want to dance with me?
Yes.
Then
Yes,
I'm
I do.
in.
Okay.
Party is going. Emerald, you managed to get actually the laptop hooked up pretty easily. You just sort of take the cord and click it in with your teeth. What's the first song you'd like to play?
I've got it. We're trying to ingratiate ourselves with that guy, so I got to play something Canadian. I'm gonna play "Informer" by Snow.
Beautiful. As the sweet dulcet tones of Informer circulate, he looks up and is like, finally, yes. I don't think there could be a better white rapper than this man, clearly. And he seems very pleased with himself and does a little bit of a dance like this. You notice as he's sort of cutting a rug, another somewhat shady looking figure, younger guy, also in a suit, not quite as nice, sort of walks up to him while he's dancing and does a quick gesture. Almost looks like he's stealing something. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna go over there and sniff him out.
All right.
I want to see if he stole something.
Are you walking on your hind legs or are you trotting over?
I'm walking on my hind legs. I gotta blend in.
And Frank is going to follow to back up Kid Sweetie with a tray of glasses and any other things he's been able to pick up from tables and such.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna follow too in case it goes south.
Probably a wise idea.
Thanks.
Yeah, you all walk over, and you see this is a guy. He's in a suit that obviously sort of doesn't fit him. It's a little sort of odd looking, and he's kind of talking to himself. He's like, "All right, Abner, you can do this. You just, like you lifted the key. You need to get the stuff. You need to get it back to Will, and then all of this is gonna go off without a hitch." And he sort of pops up and looks at you all. Hello. I didn't know this was a costume party.
Well, since I know that I can't talk to him, I'm just gonna bat my eyes.
And I'm gonna try and sing just the chorus of Licky Boom Boom Bat.
I enjoy all of this. So to charm this fellow, Kid Sweetie, go ahead and roll all 6. You're a cute little climbing goat, and you're trying to get to the top of his heart. Roll 6.
And
Frank,
Mark. If Frank at this moment to help is going to offer the least empty alcoholic beverage on the tray.
Okay.
To whoever this person
all right.
is.
Frank, you're very fancy, so go ahead and roll 4. Mark, you're setting up an environment of just real ambiance. So go ahead and roll 4 as well. You all need to get 5 successes for this romance to really take off.
I got 4. I got 4.
2.
Oh, tell me what a successful goat romancing a nervous man looks like. Paint a picture for me.
Well, I'm the closest one, And I just go up and I give him a little nudge, and I just make deep eye contact and bat my little goat lashes at him, and just looking deep into his soul with my eyes, and feeling a connection there.
And I'm singing the song, which no one knows the lyrics to anyway. So I'm just like easing his mind by just sitting next to him. Like,
and Frank holds up the one glass and goes, "Bah."
So in this moment, again, Kid Sweaty, he makes that eye contact with you and is like, oh, and just as he's about to ask your name, Mark, your dulcet lyrics come singing into his ears that he can't quite hear. He's like, oh, what did you say your name was? Beth? Oh, Beth, it's great to meet you. Oh, hi. And he throws back his champagne, and in the moment that he throws his arm up, you see a letter float down to the ground. What would you like to do?
Oh, you gotta snatch that. But I can't break eye contact.
I'll pick it up with my mouth.
Great. You pick it up with your mouth, and even if you can't speak English, you went to an advanced school, Mark. You can definitely read it, and you see that it says, "My evil plan to take over Angel's envy," and it's signed by Myron Ricewell, and it details specifically his evil plan to make the heiress fall in love and marry him. Yeah, you're in this lovely moment, Kid Sweetie. You're still making really sustained eye contact with Abner. Emerald and Clove, what are you all up to right now?
Still DJing.
Okay, great.
Snow
I
ended,
love it.
so I'm making a smooth transition into Call Me Maybe.
Okay, yeah, that tracks. Myron is even more excited by that. He's shaking it down.
I should put in a request for Skater Boy. Just a mental note.
There we go. We'll be sure to cue that up next. Clove, what about you? What are you up to?
I'm keeping an eye on the microphone. If there's ever a lull, I'm a little actually disappointed at how seamlessly Emerald is DJing, because it just seems like the moment would be a good moment for a speech, is all I'm saying.
At any given point in time. As you're sort of scooting up and eyeballing the mic, getting ready, you see out of the corner of your eye, actually, so the man in the suit, he's pulling out his phone and sort of punching at it, and is going, "What? Damn it!" And he looks up and you see Lou from earlier walks over and goes, "Will, what's the problem? Did something go south?" He's like, "Something about haunted goats. Marceau just left. How are we going to get up there now? I mean, we have to get up to the spirit safe." And at this moment, an elevator up to another floor opens with a ding, and a beautifully dressed woman comes walking out. She's in a lovely gown. She and stops, and she takes one look at William and goes, "What are you doing here? You know that William, this isn't the time. I don't know why you're here. I don't know what you're trying to do, but I have to take over the family business. There's nothing else for me to do, and I have to tell everyone that." And she's walking straight towards the mic. Clove, would you like to do
Jeez.
anything?
Would I ever? In the face of my previous failure of trying to speak English, I am still painstakingly confident, and I see the moment has come. Not where I am planning on giving the impassioned speech that I thought I was, but I just need to play for time so that these two people can talk things out.
I love it. I love all of that.
So I grab the microphone and I go to give a speech, but I also turn off the microphone.
Okay. Okay. All right. I appreciate all of that. This is what I will say. At at the image of what appears to be a sort of a shadowy figure in a cape walking over, we're actually going to introduce our first chaos point. 'Cause you all have actually been pretty smooth thus far. You
I feel like there have been a lot of suspicious figures in dark clothing, so I'm taking offense to this, but okay.
It might be the sulfurous mist that's trailing out after you potentially.
It's
But as you,
I'm aged in oak, like the bourbon.
oh, actually, that's a fairly compelling point. I'll put it back. There we go. You head up to the mic. Go ahead and roll 6 die. And if you just want to turn the mic off, I would say you just need to get 2. Just 2 successes out of 6.
Well, wouldn't you know? Oh wait, it's out of 6. I keep forgetting that I'm only rolling 5 die. I get just 2 successes out of 6.
All right. Fantastic. What does it look like as you stride up to the mic and then promptly turn it off?
Well, it looks very smooth until I get to the mic. When I arrive at the actual microphone, my cape is billowing behind me. And when I reach the actual microphone, I go and I grab it, and then I turn it off, but I want to make it look like it was an accident. So I stumble and throw it on the ground.
Great. Because of that, we're now introducing 1 chaos point. The mic goes skittering, at which point in time, suddenly everyone's head turn and they follow in and track the mic walking over, including the young man, Kid Sweetie, that you were so enamored with. He startles and is like, "Oh, I got to do something for my boss, but hey, don't go anywhere. You seem real nice." And you see him zip over towards William. Now, at this point in time, the tension between William and Gabrielle has broken, and she says, "We'll talk later. Now's not the time." And she walks towards the mic. In this exact moment, the young man that you were talking to, Kid Sweetie, zips over and goes, Will, I got the, oh no, I don't got it. I don't got it. And William says, "Abner, damn it. All I needed you to do was lift this, all right? This is key to the point. The whole point of this is that we're going to help that stupid Canuck get in there and do this crime, but we're going to frame him for it. Now how the hell am I supposed to do this? I've lost my acrobat. I've lost my blackmail. I'm never going to win her back now. Oh, God, I might as well just have some hors d'oeuvres." And he walks off back towards the bar.
At that exact moment, Frank walks up next to him with a tray of Joshua treats to offer him.
He takes one. He pauses. He sees him and he looks up at you and goes, "You ever just feel like sometimes you're just born to lose? It's like I didn't bring enough people with me." Frank, what would you like to do?
Frank is going to nod and then reach into the vest pocket to pull out like a cigarette, even though there's probably not a lighter, and is just going to.
Yeah, we'll say because you're very fancy. Go ahead and roll to make this moment look really good. Because what are you trying to do right now? Just sort of convince him that things are okay, or just look cool?
A little bit of both. Mostly, I'm just trying to make sure that this party is as swanky as it could possibly be. I'm here. How could it not? But yeah, I'm also trying to make a good impression.
Okay.
A cinematic moment.
If you're trying to make a good impression, go ahead and roll all 6 die. This is, you're trying to overcome physical barriers. He's pretty distracted and heartbroken. So in order for you to sort of really kind of shock him out of his sadness, this is going to be rough. You're going to need to hit 7. Can anyone help?
I can help.
Light a cigarette.
Okay. All right. Clove. I love that. Go ahead and roll 6.
BB.
Oh, okay. All right. Chaos Pool. Let's see if this takes away. Ooh, I took away 1, but you all are still all right. It's just barely a success. Tell me what it looks like, this delightful cinematic moment.
And And Frank leans forward, not even looking at Clove, as if knowing that Clove was there the whole time, and immediately drops the cigarette while trying to light it.
That tracks. He takes a moment and looks at you and is like, "Well, I've got a lot of style. I appreciate that, and folks. Style can only get you so far, though. Unfortunately, you drop a lit cigarette in a distillery, and what happens is it lands in a puddle, just a little stream of booze coming off of one of the tanks, and you just see a little trail of fire start up for another chaotic tie. What would you all like to do? Hasn't hit anything yet.
Can I use my scarf to stamp it out?
You can. We'll say you can go ahead and roll all 6 because you have no fear. And this is, again, you getting on top of the fire. You can go ahead and roll all 6. I'm going to need you to hit a 4, and I'm rolling chaos die.
Oh, well, I only got 1.
And I got a 6, so you are not successful at all. What happens is you... Oh, go ahead, Mark.
I was gonna say I would like to go and try and faint on top of it using my body to smother the fire.
Mark, okay, go ahead and roll all 6.
Oh, fun. 6. How many do I need to succeed? I got 4.
You need all 6, and that chaos point was still in effect. A couple of things happen at once. Kid Sweetie, you go to throw your scarf down in hopes to smother it. Unfortunately, it sucks up the booze, and so your scarf lights on fire as well. Mark, being the hero that you are, you immediately come forward and faint directly onto the fire. However, you pop straight up, and you are now a flaming goat. What would you like to do?
Clove seizes on the moment. Fire and chaos is in Clove's blood.
Yep.
So to simultaneously distract the crowd from the fire, the flaming goat, and to put out the flaming goat in the fire, Clove takes her billowy cloak, rushes towards the fire, and on her hind legs starts dancing and spinning fast enough that one might not realize it's a goat, and hopefully fast enough to blow out the fire, while also just looking like a real spicy fire dancer.
Okay.
I'm on fire.
I like that. So we're gonna have you roll all 6. We're gonna set this at a 4 because again, you're in sort of your home space with fire. Mark, what are you doing right now that you're on fire?
I'm attempting to make it to the center of the dance floor so that I can attract the most attention. This will create a distraction that will let my friends try and get to the exit. I will eventually stop, drop, and roll.
Okay. All right. So, Mark, go ahead and roll an additional 4. Again, you all have to hit, we'll say 4 successes, but I am rolling the chaos pool.
Emerald, can you play that song that's like, somebody call 911, shorty fire burning on the dance floor?
Is Sean Kingston from Canada?
Probably not.
Oh, no. But I will play the Canadian national anthem.
Okay.
I
rolled 0 successful things.
Okay. Ooh, Clove, how'd you do?
I rolled 3 successes.
Oof, and I rolled a success as well, which means only a total of 2. So what happens is, the problem is Mark sort of zips past you into the middle of the dance floor right as you were trying to do something. So on the upside, people are definitely looking at you, Mark, and not at your friends, although it is getting a little bit more chaotic in here. Clove, you were about to sort of recalibrate and go to put him out when you look over and you see a man of the cloth just standing there staring at you. This old priest goes, "Oh Lord, oh no, and my time's come. Oh no, he's here. Oh Lord, the devil's here. Oh no!" And starts yelling
get that a
and
lot.
shouting.
I'm the one on fire.
Kid Sweetie, Frank, and Emerald, you have an opening to go potentially in a couple of different directions. There's that fancy elevator again that Gabrielle came down. There's a set of stairs that appears to go up to a balcony. What would you all like to do?
We gotta go up. I don't know which way, but we gotta go up to get to the spirit safe.
Yes. Frank, still using his waiter disguise, is going to grab a tray of It's a Beautiful Danish and make his way over to the elevators to hold it open.
Okay.
Right.
Emerald, what are you doing?
Emerald is going to keep looking at his watch, indicating that it's almost break time, and so that the live band will take over.
Okay. All right. You point at your goat watch, and indeed, a couple of violinists are like, they put their drinks down and they pick everything up and start straight into a nice little string quartet again. Emerald, are you gonna zip over for the elevator like the rest of the folks?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm not missing out on this.
Yeah. You all get into the elevator and you walk out. Here we go. You hit the button for the tallest floor, not surprising at all. And you all are staring through a glass panel at the still room. You see there's a little hallway in front of it, and you see a huge, giant 30-foot copper still, big enough around that maybe a small person or Frenchman could get inside. And you see that it goes all the way up to the roof. And it appears to go all the way down to the ground floor as well. But inside, most importantly, you see right there in the distance, and I'll give you a closer look, you see the spirit safe.
Zoom.
Which is part of almost every distillery where there is a purified version, unaged, of the original recipe. You look inside and you see the bourbon is flowing, and you know that there within is the secret recipe to Angel's Envy, that glorious booze. It's not aged yet, but if you, per se, wanted to get a pure taste of a secret recipe and then drive it up to Canada and try to steal it, this might be the thing that you would want to steal. What would you all like to do?
I just want to check in. I'm still on fire, yes?
You're definitely still on fire, yeah.
Very good. Thank you, Susan.
You're still on fire in the middle of the dance floor. Clove, this priest is yelling and shouting at you, again, causing a lot of chaos because there's a flaming goat, and then there's you. So we'll quickly jump back down to the dance floor. Mark and Clove, what would you like to do?
Mark, do you have something?
Well, I am on fire, so I'd like to try and end this as soon as possible.
I was going to aid in that, but yes.
No, okay. Well, my thought. Let's see where we're at here. My thought is that I would. I noticed that the hostess or the heiress is not drinking and just has a glass of water in her hand. And because I've always wanted to dance with an heiress, I just walk up inflamed in front of her and just give it my all, hoping that she'll douse me with her water and put out my flames, and thus fulfilling my dream of dancing with an heiress.
An heiress.
Can I piggyback on that, Susan? Because I would like to do something similar, but knowing that my greatest desire in every day of my life, not just at fancy parties, is to tempt a priest. I lock eyes with the priest and try to tempt him to come dance. I go and try to dance with him, but close to the dance with the heiress, in hopes that he will try to douse me with holy water and get a lot of it on Mark.
I hope he has a big tub of it.
I really can't imagine, honestly, a more appropriate plan for the situation. So I'd like both of you all to roll 6 dice, because this really is just the most perfect plan. You only have to get a 5. Now that being said, there are 6 dice in the chaos pool.
Oh no!
Now, one of you could, again, once a game, one of you can party hard, in which you chaotically party such that the chaos pool is cleared. Would one of you like to party hard?
I mean, I have to, or I'm going to just burn to a crisp and die.
I mean, Louisville is a home of some great barbecues. So.
I mean, it can be.
Debatable.
It's not our specialty, but it's not bad. We do push more than food. Mark, because this is indeed you partying hard, the chaos pool is now completely cleared. So both of you all just need to get 5 successes. You're both rolling 6 die.
Do you need us to party hard quickly for you?
We'll see
Oh,
it
thank
later
you.
in just a second. Yeah.
I received 4 successes.
And I received 2 successes.
Oh, which means this entire plan goes off without a hitch. Tell me in detail what this looks like while you're partying hard.
Well, I'll start. I start gesticulating wildly. You know what? I'll just show you instead.
Yep. In that moment, the heiress turns and goes, "Oh, oh God!" and the water goes flying and lands directly on you. But one could say that she did dance with you for a moment.
One will say that.
Yeah.
Simultaneously, I'm doing more of like an
Oh, saints preserve us! The power of Christ compels you! The power of Christ compels you! And he starts picking up like other drinks nearby and throwing it. You manage to sort of dodge and duck it with those sweet moves. It all lands on Mark. Mark, the flames are extinguished. You're feeling fine. You've got a very thick hide and exterior. Your heart is tender, but your hide is not. You're fine, and you're standing here in front of this heiress who is startled. What would you like to do now?
Oh, knowing that I still have the letter, that it has not burned up, I've kept it in my mouth gingerly this entire time.
Yes, of course.
I would like to nuzzle it into her hand.
Uh-huh. Great.
And look
yeah,
up at her sheepishly.
She takes it straight away.
Oh, and I'd also like to take a quick nibble of thrill me, kiss me, hold me, kale me.
Yeah, it's actually one of Bon Appetit's specialties. I'm sorry, did you want the with or without meat?
Oh, without meat.
Yeah, I mean, I can't live.
Because I can't live with it.
With
well, with or without meat, I can't really live.
Meat.
Right.
Yeah, you can't really live. Yeah, honestly.
We
You know,
did
the
it.
really important thing, though, out of all of this is, honestly, I really hope that Claudine takes away that the stir-fry section, walk on, is really probably her best decision. She...
Boo too.
I would like to state that Clove is starving because of all of these hors d'oeuvres, she still hasn't found what she's looking for.
She has. Some of it is honestly more of a dietary concern because, you know, when you're lactose intolerant and the sweets have no name, how are you supposed to know what you're getting?
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, everyone, you're welcome. Gabrielle opens up the letter and looks at it and goes, wait, what? This entire thing was just a ploy? I mean, I might... Wait a minute. And she looks up and immediately looks across the dance floor and sees Myron, who has just been and still kicking it to the Canadian beats that are raging inside his heart. And there's a tense moment. But we'll flip back up to the 3rd floor. Kid Sweetie, Frank, and Emerald, you're all standing on the outside of the plexiglass looking in at the spirit safe. What would you all like to do?
We should have gotten that key, I think.
Can we still?
That guy had it. With the guy that I had the like Ariel and Prince Eric moment with.
The moment he had a letter on him for sure. The other thing is, it looks like the sill goes all the way down to the 1st floor, all the way up to the top. So it's up to you all if you want to try to sneak into that room. If you want to plan something else entirely.
No, we gotta sneak. We gotta sneak.
Up or down? I think I know the answer.
Up. We took the boring way to get up here on the elevator. Let's climb it, baby.
Yeah, you notice that the window is open, and thankfully there is a fire escape. So you all can pop out the window and climb up to the roof, where you see an access hatch to a 30-foot copper still. What would you all like to do?
I'm going to headbutt that hatch open and make a mockery out of that
Great.
physical barrier.
You will. You absolutely will. So go ahead and roll 4. You just need 1 success. You're real good at headbutting.
All right. Ah. Boop, boop. 1, 2, 3 successes.
Boom. Not only do you knock that hatch right open, you knock it off the hinges. It goes flying. You see this gorgeous copper hatch just flying through the air, the Vendome label on it as it sails away. And you look down and you see, just a giant pipe that goes straight down. But you can see there's sort of lights in there somewhere. It seems like there would be opportunities to sort of pop out of the still if you wanted. What would you all like to do, Kid Sweetie, Emerald, and Frank?
Oh, we gotta try to slide down there. I think maybe if you like parkour from side to side, use your 4 goat legs to not fall too far. I think it's doable. We're pretty dexterous with our goat hooves.
I think so. That tracks. I think you could certainly throw, and given especially that you are particular dexterous, have very agile out of all the goats, you can go ahead and roll 6 dice, Kid Sweetie. This is going to be tricky, so we're going to look for 8 successes. Emerald, is there anything that you can do to help Kid Sweetie as she attempts to parkour her way down the still?
Yeah, I can punch the still a bunch of times so that it's dented and not as fast of a slide.
Okay, great. So you can go ahead and throw in another 6 die, and if you guys hit an 8, this will be a success.
I got 4.
Okay.
I got only 3.
So close. So close. So initially it starts out good, right? Emerald, you're bashing in, you're starting to, like hitting dents as it's rocking back and forth, and Kid Sweetie, you're sort of like hopping down. Then all of a sudden you sort of lose your footing and it's poof, and you hit the ground floor, you pop out in the midst of the party, you reek of booze, and now everyone is turned around and is looking at this booze-soaked goat that has been ejected from the bottom of a giant copper still into the middle of a fancy dress party. What would you all like to do?
Uh-oh.
Frank is going to immediately start like running back to the fire escape
Great.
and try to get back down to the party in order to help cover up this mistake.
I think I drink.
What would you like to? Go ahead.
I think I drink some of that and I feel a little tipsy.
Great. I love it. You're a drunk goat now.
So, what's the crowd's reaction to all of this as I make my way back down?
Everyone goes because you've just seen this emotionally intense moment where a flaming figure suddenly appeared in the party, but then was extinguished. Everyone's eyes are on Gabrielle. She reads something and then looks up and is staring at Myron. And just as the crowd is going to sort of turn to him, boom! A goat goes careening out of the bottom of the sill. So everyone is staring at her. Emerald, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna jump down too, and then I'm gonna make my way to the DJ booth, and hopefully play a song that'll divert everybody's attention from what's going on.
You definitely successfully get down and are headed towards the DJ booth. What's everyone doing? All eyes are on Kid Sweetie.
I see Emerald move to the DJ booth, and I think, now's my time to shine. Luckily, where I have finished my partying hard, I'm right by where I had previously kicked the microphone.
It's so at your feet, actually. Yeah.
I pick up the microphone and I look at Emerald like, you know what to do.
And I look back and I know what to do.
You absolutely
the right
do.
thing to
Yes,
do
of
in
course.
this moment, despite it being a U2 theme, that being U2 catering, is to play the only music a goat can sing along with and fit in. And and Emerald knows. Emerald knows I'm gonna sing, and he knows what singer sounds like a goat.
Oh yeah, time to put on some Jewel.
That is, yep, that's accurate. Jewel is exactly the correct response to this. All right, Clove. Jewel is queued up. What would you like to do?
It takes a moment of adjustment because Clove was definitely expecting Stevie Nicks or Pearl Jam. But she's got the mic and she's got to buy some time for Kid Sweetie. So she launches into the most goatly version of these. She just starts going.
Yep.
It took me a minute.
Yeah. Yeah, Clove, you can roll all 6 die because again, you're sort of you're gathering the spirits. Really, I would argue in this moment.
Well, I mean, it is Jewel. Her singing.
Yes.
And her hooves are small, you know.
Yeah, hooves are small. Yeah, that's true. Emerald, I think because you surprisingly queued her up very well. If you want to roll 4, and if you all just need, if you're just trying to distract, you just need 4 successes, just 4. But I will roll 1 for the chaos.
I got 2.
Okay, 2 successes.
I got 3.
And I got nothing. You pull it off. Clove, give us just a little bit more of what this sounds like.
Yeah, it's definitely because Clove knows the whole song. That's where she
Now
goes.
sing the Jewel song.
You know, the moment, despite it not actually being lyrics, Clove, you really just do have a very dulcet voice, you know, and similar to when Amy Winehouse got so drunk that she couldn't remember any of the lyrics to Back to Black, but still managed to hit all of the pitches at the same time, so it actually still sounded really good. That's sort of what happens. And folks have been drinking, so they sort of expect this. But they're just so entranced. Almost everyone turns and starts looking at you, except for 2 people, Abner and William. Abner looks up at you, Kid Sweetie, and goes, "Wait a minute. Wait, is she? Is she one of us, William?" And William looks at him and goes, "Well, Abner, I didn't hire her, but that woman is agile. She's got some talent. I think you've found something really special here." And Abner walks over towards you. Kid Sweetie, what would you like to do with love in his eyes?
Does he know I'm a goat?
Who knows? He's been drinking. You still have your scarf on.
Okay, well, I feel a little guilty, but I was inspired by Jewel songs, so I'm gonna play some foolish games with his heart.
Clove can accompany.
Okay. What is how does one do that? Tell me. How does one play foolish games with a man's heart when you're a goat?
I mean, I've climbed a lot of mountains, but I've never been seeking love. So this is new for me. But the eye contact seemed to really work. That seems to be a key to human communication success. So I'm going to keep the eye contact thing going. And also humans like it when you give positive reinforcement. So pretty much anything he says, I'm going to nod and give him a yes to that. It's a little hard for me to and it because I'm a goat, but I think if I just really go along with whatever he and William say. That's the way to join their crew and get back to the top of not only his heart, but the building and the spirit safe.
Okay. I mean, arguably, straight men do enjoy it when women just smile and nod.
Yeah,
so
they just want
you're raising
positive
yourself up for something very successful. So you go ahead and roll 6. Clove, you said you wanted to give her some backup. What would that look like? Yeah, so roll an additional 4 die for that beautiful rendition. You just need to hit let's say you need to hit 5 for this to truly be successful, but anything over above that will just intensify his feelings.
I got 4. Why does it keep going away? There it is.
And I got 2.
Beautiful. He walks over and pauses and inhales and goes, "Listen, I know we just met, but honestly, I feel like maybe we're on the same wavelength, sort of like we're in the same business." Oh, okay. I mean, I figure, William thinks he can keep a low profile, but I mean, he's William Lake. Everyone knows William Lake and the heist he's planned. And I figured that you had us made from the minute that you walked in. You're a smart girl. All right. Listen, we need help. All right. I think at the end of the day, he's doing this to get his girl back. And I mean, what matters now is honestly that we find a way to get in there, get some of that booze so that we can get paid, but we make sure that he finds love again. Are you with me? All right, let's get on up there. And he throws an arm around you and starts herding you towards the steps to the second floor. Everyone else, what are you doing?
I'm currently enjoying some Achtung baby back ribs.
And Frank, at this point, has just made it back down to the ground level, has missed most of what's just happened, but immediately tries to get back into character by grabbing a tray of desserts. The sweetest thing.
I also like to rally my 4 other goats together for a moment. Is Emerald still at the DJ booth?
No.
Are you still at the DJ booth?
Emerald has left the DJ booth. He was going for the same tray as Frank, but then realized Frank got it first, so then he just sort of leaned against the wall trying to play it cool.
Okay. All right.
Great. So I rallied them all together, and I, let them know that Kid Sweetie is now up there alone, and we need to somehow figure out how to back her up.
All right.
Maybe this is the point where we make ourselves useful to our new friend. Kid Sweetie's our ringleader. We're just here to help.
Ooh, that's a good idea. Maybe we should get in the elevator and go up.
It's unblocked in this moment. You do have her look over, Anna, and William Lake is still having a moment, right? Gabrielle, the heiress, is still trying to read through, trying to figure out what's going on. And William's walking up to her and is like, "Listen, you had to know, all right? He doesn't have good intentions." And you see that Myron Ricewell is slowly trying to back his way out of the distillery. What would you all like to do? Still head to the elevator?
Ooh. Well, I don't like that guy. Go ahead.
Oh, Clove can't really surreptitiously do anything. All eyes are on her because of her.
It's true.
The
dulcet tones.
I'd like to follow him as soon as he gets through the door, nibble at the back of his pants just because I like tasting things, and then beat him up.
That's absolutely an option. You can go ahead and roll all 6 dice because you're gonna nibble and punch. Myron, even though he is a Canadian ne'er-do-well, I will say he most likely has a bodyguard nearby, which sees him at a certain level of danger. So in order for you to just sort of really just take him out, you're going to need to hit an 8. Would anyone like to help Emerald Lagotsi? Yes, Mark, what would you like to do?
I would like to. I see the bodyguard out of the corner of my eye, and I'm feeling. I know I'm going to faint any moment now, so I run and leap, just in front and faint mid leap, so that I knock the bodyguard trips over me and it knocks him out.
Bam!
Okay.
Thanks, Mark.
There we go. So roll all 6. This is 12. You'll need an 8. I'm rolling the chaos pool with
If
one
it
die.
helps, Clove is now singing "Who Will Save Your Soul."
Clove, it absolutely helps. Roll 6.
I have 4.
Okay.
I have 3.
Okay. I've got
Listen,
1.
Clove is really feeling this song, so she's rolled 5.
Whoa! Just smashes it. Mark, you absolutely go through the air, but again, you can sort of feel that disequilibrium. You feel sort of the blood drain away, and you sort of like go limp-legged, and so you slam sort of straight into the bodyguard, and because it's just a full dead weight, he just immediately hits the ground. Emerald, what does it look like as you beat up this Canadian?
Bam! And then I walk away with like a full pant leg in my mouth.
You absolutely do. Yeah, it just ripped right off of him. He's wearing tidy whities, and he has a bad butt. Everyone can see. So you have the pant leg sort of hanging out of your mouth. In this moment, William Lake looks over and sees what you have done and goes, "Wait a minute. Were you part of the backup here to help us?"
And I say yes.
Which
nod.
sounds like. Thankfully, it's fairly loud because Clove is still just wowing everyone. And Lake stops and he looks around and he suddenly realizes, wait, there are other folks on this team that he didn't even think about. This is the backup that he's been looking for. And he quickly zips over to Clove and says, "Look, I'm getting Gabrielle out of here. We're getting her out of here. We're taking her away from the whiskey business forever, so she doesn't feel that family pressure. I need you to make a distraction. Something like an impassioned speech will do. But before you make that speech, we'll zoom back up to the second floor. Kid Sweetie, you're sort of now back at eye level on the other side of a bunch of plexiglass from the still and from the spirit safe. And Abner stops and he's like, haha, and he gets out a pocket laser because he's a thief and thieves have pocket lasers, and conveniently cuts open a piece of the plexiglass, pulls it away, and you're about to go forward and he stops. He says, "Listen, there are lasers in there, all right? I can barely see them. It's, human eyes can't detect them. Only sort of really sensitive infrared vision can detect these lasers, but I'm just not sure that, we're going to be agile enough to get in there. Kid Sweetie, what would you like to do?"
Oh, I'm agile enough. I just want to take my one little goat hoof and push him back, like as if to say, "I got this, boo."
He pauses and you turn around and you give it sort of a blink now that you're, sort of able to accurately see the room. And because you have sensitive goat eyes, because they go this way instead of the pupils, you can see all the lasers in a very sort of intricate pattern. It will take someone doing maybe a lot of jumping, a lot of ricocheting off of things and climbing, but you could get to that spirit safe if you wanted.
I would like to try. I would like to jump this obstacle course. It looks like a delight.
Fantastic. I'm going to have you roll all 6. Frank, you just happen to pop off the stairs sort of right as you see this moment. You also now can see all the lasers. Anything that you want to do to help Kid Sweetie out?
Frank is going to do the only thing that he can do, which is just try to offer support by humming the Mission Impossible theme.
I love Mission Impossible.
It's pretty inspirational.
I rolled. How many do I need?
So I would say, because this is pretty intense, you're going to need 7 successes, but you roll all 6, and Frank, go ahead and roll all 6 as well, because this is really getting Kid Sweetie juiced up. She's ready to go.
I got 5.
5?
3.
Fantastic. You what does it look like as you ricochet into this room and jump to the top of this the spirit safe?
Well, I get started. I get to get prepped. I sort of rev up and give my paws back to the dun 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 as he's doing that. But when it gets to the ba-da-na part, I really just go for it. So I get a running start, and then I gotta leap over and then under a laser, off the left wall, down and somersault under 2 lasers, and then off of the right wall, up at the top, almost to the roof, over another laser, over another laser, over another laser. It's a triple, and she nailed it. Look out, Tanya Harding, rolling under 2 more lasers, off of the left wall, off of a pipe, and onto the top of the spirit safe, up on my hind legs, cheering for myself because I just stuck the landing. Look out, Carrie Strug, gold medal for the Olympic team.
It is a thing of beauty. You're now balancing on top of the spirit safe, and so you can very easily reach a hoof down and tink, just knock the glass out. At which point in time, the sweet, sweet distilled booze trickles out, and conveniently, as though this was planned, runs down a little rivulet, straight through the floor, through the hole in the plexiglass, right to Abner's feet, and he pulls out a flask, he fills it up, corks it, tucks it in his pocket, and is like, we've got it. We can make our own stuff if we need to now, you know. We can be rich. We can totally start a whole separate distillery using this. It's going to be great. Go ahead and come on out. And I'm assuming you do similar deeply impressive tricks on the way out.
I get to do it all again, which was really the highlight for me. So I bounce off of the pipe and off of the wall, roll under 2 lasers, over 2 more. The music is playing backwards, actually. I'm hearing Mission Impossible backwards in my head. Up over a laser, off the right wall, that triple, underneath somersault, and boom, stuck the landing on the other side. Intense eye contact with my human boyfriend.
And he looks at you and goes, I'm in love. He runs over to the balcony, lifts up the flask, waves it in the air. William sees it, turns around and looks at Gabrielle and says, listen, you've got to live your own life. And I just want you to be happy. But if you want to get out of here, if you want to do your own thing, if you want to make your own path, we can do it.
In the background, all you hear is ba 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 ba.
And she pauses for a moment, and suddenly, Clove, the right words come to you. You're ready to speak. How do you give your impassioned speech? Tell us all about it.
Well, Clove has a lot to say in this moment because love really conquers all and can defeat evil, but still feeling a little knocked down a peg from when she tried to talk to humans earlier, she covers her bases and she speaks in the language of love. She's Italian, which she's of course fluent in.
Of course.
Because Dante's Inferno, it's a language of love, but also hell.
Obviously.
at the very least, she knows she can sell Italian even if people don't understand her.
Absolutely.
Who at this party speaks Italian? So she grabs the mic, prepared to just pour her heart out in goat Italian.
Okay. You're
Go
gonna roll
Italian.
6. I would say in order for this to really hit on folks' hearts and minds in a way that can deeply be believed, you're gonna need to hit a 12. But I think you could probably enlist as much help as you want. So other folks, your attention's all on Clove. Would you like to give her any help or assistance?
I have an idea.
Okay.
People love a good like distraction and rhythm. So I would like to start a little like almost chant thing with my hooves of a to get everyone clapping. So again, they're a little more distracted but still focused.
Yeah, Mark, I would say with that, for sure. How would your role as a fainting goat help you be an excellent percussionist?
Oh, because I'm used to falling and getting back up quickly. So I'll just keep
Oh.
fainting and getting up to rhythm.
Like Chumbawamba.
Like Chumbawamba.
Delightful.
They're
Exactly
all
like
goats, by the way.
They are. There's no other explanation for that song than
Nope.
the fact that they're all goats. So Mark, you're gonna go ahead and roll another 6. Would anyone else, Emerald, for instance, you've just victoriously beaten the crap out of a Canadian. Is there anything that you would like to do to assist in this beautiful moment?
Yeah, what I'd like to do is make my way back to the DJ booth and play an appropriate song to underscore.
Okay. In your mind, what song is that?
Well, since we're going for Italian this time, it's gonna be like Muzza bab, Muzza bam, Muzza bab, 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 Muzza bab, bab,
Yeah. Failing to find the track, you actually pick up an additional mic and provide the backing yourself. And again, because of the chutzpah that you have as a fighting goat, you really bring the confidence needed for this. And so you can roll 12 dice. Would anyone else like to chip, or you can roll 6 dice? Would anyone else like to chip in to help, or before Clove launches into the speech of her life?
There's
Frank,
only
you're on
one
mute.
thing.
There
Yeah,
you
there's
go.
only one thing. If you want to get people's attention for a big speech, Frank picks up a glass in one hoof, like with the little martini stem between his hooves, and then in his other hoof picks up a fork and just ting 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 ting.
Very fancy.
Absolutely. I mean, you have really the delicacy and the approach needed. This shouldn't be possible. So you're mocking those physical barriers, but you're still able to do it. Roll 6 die. All right, everyone, go ahead and roll, and let's see if we can get those sweet 12 successes. And as a reminder, I will be rolling my 1 chaos die.
I have 3 successes.
Oh, you got 3?
I got 3.
6?
2.
I have 4 successes.
That hits it, right? Unless I added poorly. Hurrah! I think, right? Yep.
Yeah.
Clove, let's hear that speech. Now, in this moment, because everyone has been drinking a lot of fantastic bourbon all evening, most of the folks at this party are drunk. So when they hear you start speaking, they just assume that they're a little foggy. So they tune in really to the vibe you're giving off. And again, Clove, as we've established, you're an entrancing goat. You draw people in. And so folks are they're caught up in the rhythm and in the spirit of all of this. They're just like, oh man, I really feel this.
Did they get this part?
They did. They definitely figured that out. Gabrielle, Gabrielle, the booze heiress, because she's had to be so for this entire party, she understands every single word you're saying. But thankfully, because as we've established, you are indeed fluent in Italian. You managed to deeply convey the following. What would be the English translation of what you would want to say, Clove?
Yeah, it's basically, hey, girl, it's time for you to rise and shine and carve your own path out there. You can do it. You can change the world. You can do whatever you want to do. Don't let the bastards grind you down. You got it. And then I always end every speech with
she pauses and looks at you, and then so she looks up and she's like, she's making eye contact with you. She's like, you're right. I need to step out of my family's shadow. If I keep just trying to make the booze that my family made, I'll never be able to stand up my own. I'll always be a target, and I've got to follow my heart. And then she sees you do this, and she turns around and looks at William Lake and goes, my heart's been in front of me this entire time. And she sweeps him up into a grand romantic gesture. She does the classic romance dip to him. He's a progressive dude and a feminist, and so he's totally into it. And then she holds his hand and says, I think it's time to get out of here. I think it's time to start a new page. And William Lake, thief extraordinaire, who knows how to pull a team together, looks at you, Mark Gillespie, and says, hey, I couldn't have done it without you all, and we're gonna start a new business. You wanna come with?
And to avoid having to speak, I shove some disco speck in my mouth and just nod.
He's like, all right, come with me, guys. And you all start just walking out of the distillery in unison, where you circle around, or actually where Lou has pulled up the stolen Bono Appetit van. So it's very easy for you all to load into the back, and you drive off into the sunset. Because you have the sample, again, sort of the distilled perfect sample of Angel's Envy, Gabrielle is able to start on a new step and a new page. She takes that classic family recipe, but she ages it in a different additional booze barrel, and makes, in honor of you, Clove, the Devil's Brew, which immediately does well as a booze and sells wildly. So a year later, where do we find these goats after having successfully crashed this party and changed some lives?
Well, after that impassioned speech, Clove has really gotten the impassioned speech bug, if you will. So she channels her powers for the occult to join America's greatest cult, which is hustle culture, and becomes a positive thinking influencer on Instagram.
That tracks. Yep, she starts doing it for the likes. Okay, that tracks. Yeah, where else are the rest of you a year from now?
I want to stick with these guys and pull off more heists because I loved the climbing and the jumping through lasers. There was just a little bit of a rough patch though when my human boyfriend Abner figured out that I was a goat. But we're working through it so we can still be a business professional team together.
Yeah, you all have found a way to sort of move forward, but you've become an absolutely essential part of the team. And yes, your agility makes you all certainly, a dangerous thieving pair. I appreciate that.
I accidentally wandered onto set when they were shooting the photography for the label and knocked the person out, and the label now has a goat like this on it. So because of that, and because it sold so well, I am now the head of marketing.
That tracks. You know, folks can be accused of being. They say that you give really great feedback, although it tends to be fairly monosyllabic.
Mm-hmm.
Bad.
Bad.
Yeah. Bad. Emerald, what are you doing?
Oh, well, I mean, word of my DJ skills spread all the way up to our neighbors up north, and I am now the in-game DJ for Raptors games.
Yep, that's absolutely true. Yep, that is the only thing that could have happened. That's correct. And Frank Capra, what about you?
Frank, realizing that that the catering industry has opened up doors into mingling with the highest of high society, keeps working with Bono Appetit, but as their new barista, where he starts their side business, which is City of Blinding Lattes.
Yep, that's true. That's also true. This is all accurate. Wonderful. Now we know what happened to the goats. And also, I think we've all learned a very important lesson. You should just always have some livestock at your parties, keeping it spicy. Friends, this has been One Shots. You've watched the epic story of when goats tried to take over a fancy dress party at Angel's Envy Distillery. There was a tale of love, a tale of victory, a tale of Canadians foiled. Crown Royal, stay behind your borders. It's Kentucky bourbon from here on out for forever. Thank you all for tuning in. This is one of many hilarious shows on the CSZN network of funniness. For those of you who are just joining us, we do our signature comedy sports shows on Fridays and Saturdays at 7:30 and 9:30. It's very, very funny, where you will see all of us wearing sports jerseys, but also doing some great improvisation. You'll hear puns that are equally as bad / good, depending upon how much you like them in these games. But we have many shows. We have a wonderful karaoke competition show hosted by none other than Kid Sweetie in her non-goat life, where you can watch folks sing karaoke. Okay, it's okay karaoke, but watch folks sing their hearts out. Wednesday nights you can watch Minor League, which is our up-and-coming comedians. And One Shots will be extending in through March, so you'll be able to still see all of us going on these lovely fun capers and adventures. But most of all, Angel's Envy, are you out there? We need a sponsor. We need you. We need that boost. Yep. This has been great. This has been fun and delightful. Thanks for joining us. Wherever you go and whatever parties that you have, I hope that they're a delightful time.
And stick around for Among Us, which starts in a few moments at 9 o'clock.
Delightful. Yay. Thanks, friends.
Bye. Bye.